Successful Nigerian businessman, administrator, and quiet philanthropist, Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi organized a Thanksgiving service to celebrate his 75th birthday anniversary on Wednesday, the 13th of April 2022 at the Church of the Resurrection, 1004 Estates, Victoria Island, Lagos. Among those present at the event were the Elekpe of Ekpe, Oba Adewale Shiberu, Archbishop of Remo Diocese, the Most Reverend Dr. Michael Olushina Fakpe, Venerables, Ladies Christian League, among others. According to Anthony Robbins, there's a powerful driving force inside every human being that once unleashed can make any vision, dream, or desire a reality. Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi's successful life speaks volume of his hard-working and dedicated lifestyle. He attended Ibadan Boys High School for his secondary school education and later went to the University of Ibadan, where he studied English literature. Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi obtained a master's degree at the New York University in the United States. He served as executive director of the Guardian newspapers in charge of public affairs and marketing. He also served as a member of the Global Advisory Board of Repro India Limited. Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi, a founding chairman of Tanos Communications, once served as a managing director of Daily Times of Nigeria. According to his profile published by Bloomberg, Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi was a lecturer at Brooklyn College in the United States after his university education. The Thanksgiving service to celebrate Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi at 75 began with an opening hymn and communion service. Thereafter, Archbishop Michael Olushina Fakpe admonished family and friends of the celebrant to be close to God in every season in order to attain long life and prosperity. During the Thanksgiving session, family, friends, and well-wishers, including the Ladies Christian League, headed by the celebrant's wife, Chief Mrs. Folashade Ogunbiyi, the Yalude of Remoland, all identified with the celebrant as they danced joyfully with him to the altar. The Thanksgiving service ended on a closing prayer by the Most Reverend Dr. Michael Olushina Fakpe. He thanked God for the gift of long life and prayed for more successful years for the celebrant. Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi, a literary colossus and journalist of note, who was former managing director of Daily Times of Nigeria, on Thursday, the 14th of April 2022, launched his book titled The Road Never Forgets. The book, The Road Never Forgets, is a memoir and can also be described as an autobiography of Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi because it details a series of events covering a huge part of his entire life. Not only does the story give account of his life, it also speaks vividly on the Nigeria that was and could have been. It serves as a timely reminder of the work of nation building that lies ahead. It contains several fragments of the Nigerian history, and it is recommended for all to read. The event, which was held at the Harbour Point, Victoria Island, Lagos, had in attendance Nigeria's Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Governors of Ogun and Ekiti States, Prince Dakwa Abiodun and Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Deputy Governors of Osun and Ondo States, Mr. Benedict Adegboyega Alabi, veteran journalist and former Governor of Ogun States, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, who was the chairman of the occasion, former Commonwealth Secretary General Chief Emeka Anyoko, General Ike Nwachukwu retired, Nigeria's former High Commissioner to the UK, Justice Adeshola Oguntade, Minister of Interior Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment Otumba Niyi Adebayo, former Governor of Ogun State and senatorial aspirant Otumba Gbenga Daniel, former Governor of Cross River State Mr. Donald Duke and wife Onare Duke, Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka, Basharu J.K. Randall, publisher of the Guardian newspaper Lady Maiden Alex Ibro, publisher of Ovation International magazine and presidential aspirant Are Dele Momodu, Olurogun Sonny Kuku, marketing and advertising guru Mr. Biodu Shobanjo, head of the Civil Service in Lagos State Mr. Hakim Muri Okola. A delegation from Remo Kingdom was led by the Akarigbo and paramount ruler of Remo land, Oba Babatunde Ajayi. Sir Kensington Adebukola Adebutu was represented by Are Kola Oyefeso. The event was compared by the chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, Prince Dr. Bisi Olatilo and Engineer Femi Tejosho. The event began with a remark by the son of the celebrant, Aremo Tokunbo Ogunbiyi, who welcomed all to the lunch. He said the book reveals dazzling accounts of his father's personal life. He assured that the book is a good read and admonished everyone to get a copy of the book.
Again, thank you for coming here. I wish everyone would get a chance to read the book and not just buy one and hold on to it. There's so many of you that are mentioned in the book. There's so many interesting, funny moments. I've been privileged I haven't read everything, to be honest, but I know you will enjoy it. It's a good read. I'm proud of my dad. We all are. My mom especially. I think I'm more proud of my dad than my mom is, though, for my own personal reasons. I know my siblings share the same, but I look forward to talking to everyone here today, just to find out what you think about the book. And Dad, we love you very much. 75 years, like they say, no be beans. We love you. God bless you. We're hoping we can have another book when you're 100. If you have the strength to do so. But thank you again for everyone for being here. And like I said, we look forward to talking to some of you later as well. Thank you so much.
The chairman of the occasion, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, said Dr. Ogunbiyi was part of the team that brought intellectuality to journalism, having worked closely with him at the Guardian newspaper owned by the late Alex Ibro.
First, I want to congratulate Iyalode of Remo, Shade, the wife of the celebrant today, Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi. I say I congratulate her because it was General Babangida who wrote a tribute on my birthday and was consoling my wife and saying that he is consoling her for tolerating all our misbehaviors in those days when Ikewachukwu, Air Marshal Abbas, Babangida, Air Marshal Bello, myself, including Murtala Mohammed, we traversed the social scene in Lagos. So, Shade, you've tolerated this man for so many years. And thank God you are here today with him to celebrate 75. By the grace of God, you celebrate 80. I will be 83 next July. You go beyond that and get to 90.
Speaking on the book, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba said, "The Road Never Forgets" by Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi is an encyclopedia that also articulates his life through pictures.
Yemi told the story of his life, even in pictures. As a toddler, the picture is there. and every level of his life loaded with historical photographs and pictures. I must congratulate him for his ability to keep such records. It made the book even more interesting. The first thing I did was glance through all the photographs and pictures, except that he missed out one. And that was the picture of the day I went to give evidence on the side of Rabo and Tunde Thompson on Decree 4, the day that Alex, myself, and Yemi thought I may be sacked, giving evidence against the Buhari government. He missed out that photograph. That was a very important photograph, and the lady Medin Ibru has the photograph. And in fact, he was the one who gave Lady Medin Ibru a copy of that photograph when Alex died. He missed out that photograph. I won't forgive him for that because it's an important, but he's forgiven because he now used the photograph of himself and Tunde Thompson's wife, where he was condoling Tunde Thompson's wife after the 6-month jail was pronounced on Irabo and Tunde Thompson. So I welcome all of you. Tokunbo came to me and said, Baba, you are the only Aremo. I said, no. You are the recognized Aremo of the Balogun of Ipara, Yemi Ogunbiyi. And I pronounce that officially now, that Tokunbo is your Aremo, as the Aremo Ujale. I think I have the authority to pronounce Tokunbo as the Ujale of Yemi Ogunbiyi. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I've taken you so much of your time. I'm only trying to recreate the history that Yemi wrote. I welcome you to this book launch, and God bless you.
Chief Emeka Anyonku said Dr. Ogunbiyi is a true Nigerian patriot, who in his book gave an admirable sketch of Nigeria's formative years during its highs and lows between 1945 and 1950.
But suffice it for me to say that the book is not only the story of Yemi's life so far, but also an admirable sketch of Nigeria's transformative conditions, including the highs and the lows, during the period of what Yemi has called the lucky generation, meaning those born between the end of World War II in 1945 and 1950. That sketch of his shows that by all national indices, all key national indices, politically, including stability and sense of national unity, economically, including the pace of development and pervasiveness of poverty, ethically, including the prevailing societal values, the internal security of life and property, and the country's standing among the Committee of Nations. I believe that the picture that emerges from the book is that Nigeria has largely been on the decline during the period in question, and that, in Yemi's words, Nigeria needs a fresh start, new thinking, and a new beginning.
Following afterwards was the review of the book by Professor Femi Oshofisan, a playwright, essayist, and a foremost emeritus professor of drama. Professor Femi Oshofisan, in his review, praised Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi for his eloquence in writing. He outlined its content and gave a detailed evaluation of the book.
The story of his life so far, therefore, with all these collisions and encounters, his moments of glory and of depression, the successes and failures and so on, is what Yemi has assembled in this book. And it is rightly voluminous, taking over 400 pages, structured into 4 parts of 3 chapters each. making a total of 12 chapters in all. The first part, appropriately entitled The Early Years, has chapters on Sebongeri, Kano, Ibadan High School Adventures, and finally, King's College, Lagos. Part 2 is entitled Adventures in Academia, and is subdivided into three chapters: Ibadan, University of Ibadan, New York University, and Ile-Ife for learning and culture. Part 3, entitled Media Years, covers the flagship years of the Guardian, my daily Times experience, and encounters with history.
This was followed by the remarks of the publisher of the book, Mr. Bankole Olayemi, a bosom friend of over 45 years, who said the celebrant, Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi's life, deserves to be documented in a book. He said it was the reason he encouraged him to put pen to paper.
I guess because he seemed, that not much older than we were. But secondly, his easygoing, affable personality no doubt made him more approachable than some of our other lecturers. Well, naturally, as a lecturer, he did all the necessary things that lecturers do: imparting knowledge, challenging, exciting, and inspiring his young students. But he was much more than that. Like my other experiences with Dr. Ogunbiyi, publishing this book has been a truly rewarding experience. Collaborative, dynamic, and most of all, the book is certainly an incredible addition to our list. It's funny how things work out. Dr. Ogunbiyi made the initial introduction that sort of sowed the seed, if you like, for my eventual career in publishing. And here I am all these years later as his publisher. This is a full circle moment that I am honored to be witnessing, and I thank you, Balogun, for giving us the opportunity to be part of bringing the narrative of your remarkable story to life. On behalf of my colleagues at Bookcraft, I would like to thank you again, and Iyalode and Shade, for giving us the opportunity to put our imprint on this book. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.
Excerpts of the book were read by Mr. Makin Soyinka, after which his father, Professor Wole Soyinka, commended his friend for achieving another milestone in his career. He appreciated the wife of the celebrant, the Yalude of Remoland, Chief Mrs. Folashade Ogunbiyi, for her caring disposition, forbearance, grace, and humility over the years.
And so I wish to thank Shade in particular. Since I've known her, she only fell down once in my estimation. She underestimated my friend Femi Johnson and underestimated the hunger of enforced exiles who've been suffering hamburgers, hot dogs, overdone steaks, wretched fried potatoes and so on, who then come into your home and you spread everything around, everything on the house, no problem, even the wines were well chosen. And then you forget Dodo for dessert. So one and only time I was really fall down in my estimation. I congratulate not just Yemi, not just Shadi, but the entire family, the children, that you are lucky to have yourselves written about in such a natural, warm, and loving way. I haven't found the language used for my children as in warmly embracing others. I abuse them all the time. So you're very, very fortunate, and I congratulate you. I congratulate all of you, all those who are mentioned in this book, which is also a compendium of history. Never forget that. It's a compendium on so many levels. There are things which have been filled in, interstices which have been missing before, which for me I've now been able to round up. And most important of all, the revelation of this man, unsuspected aspect of somebody whom I thought I knew so well. So congratulations and welcome all of you once again. Thank you, and Yemi, pay off.
Granddaughter of the celebrant, Yemi Ogunbiyi, also read a portion of the book, and that was followed by a presentation by the Council of Chiefs from Remo Kingdom, led by the Akarigbo and paramount ruler of Remo land, Oba Babatunde Ajayi. Thereafter, the Most Reverend Dr. Michael Olushina Fakpe, Bishop of Remo land, gave a synopsis of the fundraising initiative aimed at the development of the Yemi Ogunbiyi Anglican School. It was clearly stated that so far, the sum of 130 million naira has been used to champion the cause, and the sum of 350 million naira will be needed for the expansion of the school, which would see it to its completion. Daughter-in-law of the celebrant, Damilola Ogunbiyi, who is the CEO of Sustainable Energy for All, C4All, who worked as a senior special assistant to the president on power and head of the advisory power team in the office of the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, welcomed the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, after extolling his personality. In the remarks of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, he said, although the book is a memoir of Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi, it also speaks of a wide spectrum of issues. He added that for a man born in Kano, Sabongiri precisely by a Yoruba father and an Igbo mother, he has been able to serve as a bridge builder.
He dedicates this book to his wife, Auntie Sade, in the following unforgettable words, and I must read it to you. Dedicated deservedly to my much-loved wife, Fola Sade, for her unbridled love, her steadfastness, tolerance, forbearance, and unwavering commitment for the past 53 years, even in spite of myself. End of quote. And you need to read the book to find out what a gem she has been and how her forbearance has made even the story tellable. Egbon, now that you are 75, there are interesting biblical allusions that I'll direct your attention to. Abraham was 75 when God called him and gave him the task of birthing a new nation. Maybe there is a message there for you too. Perhaps your exertions have only just begun. Everyone has said that you are not just a man of charisma, but you're a force of nature, an elemental force all by yourself. Perhaps you can make a few things happen now that you're 75, and we all look forward to that. I thank you very much for your care and wise counsel and your guidance at all times. And we, your Aburos, are extremely proud of you and how through the years you've been consistent in your kindness, in your generosity and commitment to a better nation. Happy birthday. As your days, so shall your strength, so shall your wisdom, and so shall your favor with the Almighty God. God bless you.
Former Governor of Cross River State, Mr. Donald Duke, Sir Kessington Adebutu, who was represented by Are Kola Oyefeso, Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, and representatives of the governors of Osun and Ondo states, all made handsome donations in support of the launch of the book. In the remarks of the celebrant, he appreciated everyone for gracing the occasion and praised his wife for standing by him all through the journey.
Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. Iyalode, this is for you. For being the very embodiment of that virtuous woman that King Solomon celebrates in the Holy Book. And for being that lady that has transformed my life and given it more significant meaning. And since Chief Awolowo says in this book that we shall all reincarnate and come back here after we go, when I reincarnate and come back, if you are here when I come back, no matter how many times I come back, if I find you, I'll ask for your hand in marriage again and again and again. the Vice President, sir, Ichadaze, Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening.
The book was afterwards unveiled by Vice President Professor Yemi Ogunbiyi, followed by a vote of thanks by Yemi Ogunbiyi, second son of the celebrant, and then the cake-cutting exercise, which was supervised by the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun.
Give me a J, give me an E, give me an S, give me a U, give me an S. Jesus! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. In the name of Jesus we pray. May the good Lord bless you.
From BISCON Communications, a 75 hearty cheers to Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi.